were set before it was tall.
They were. All right. We're back. We're back.
Yeah, 5 o'clock. Sports report number 7.
So that sucked.
Uh, yeah, not too good. Uh,
I know you don't really want to talk about it, but you just want to do like a quick 30-second.
it could be worse because everyone in the division lost,
That's true.
but we were the last ones to play, so it felt like we were blowing a golden opportunity. Like the Dolphins lost first, so everyone losing was like it was like a gift. Like they were so ecstatic, but we went last and lost, so it felt like just a blown opportunity.
I guess one thing I can ask you about, Aaron Rodgers was walking and throwing without um, crutches. He's talking about I'm going to come back by the end of the season. Do you buy that?
I want to, because that was bad. Having 3 fumbles and 2 of the fumbles be lost, it's not entirely on the quarterback because he also got sacked 8 times. So very reminiscent of the other New York team, but not good. Just not a good performance from the offense at all. And the defense, they gave up like 20 points, but they were on the field for 90% of the game, so I can't really blame them.
It is concerning that Tommy DeVito scored more touchdowns last week than Zach Wilson did.
Hmm.
Um,
Didn't he also? Oh wait, no, because the Brees Hall touchdown technically was a passing touchdown. I was gonna say, didn't he technically score more touchdowns than Zach Wilson in the Jets Giants game too?
I
But
think
no,
so.
it was like a 5 yard screen pass that Brees ran for 50 on, so that counted as a touchdown for Zach.
Yeah. Um, yeah, just tough game. I kind of, Chargers have a good defensive line.
Jets
Justin,
have the worst O line in the league, besides maybe the Giants.
yeah.
And Zach Wilson did not help.
Well, speaking of the Giants, their season officially ended yesterday. Again, it was already after the Seattle game it was over, but the season officially ended when Daniel Jones, I mean, you knew when he fell down when no one touched him, you knew what that was.
Yeah,
His leg just crumpled.
I
To
was surprised to see that. Like I saw he was like he got up and he obviously went for another snap and then just collapsed like
yeah.
as he was walking backwards. I was really not expect. I was expecting him to just like shake it off, but then seeing the replay of the injury, it looked not good.
Yeah, I mean, he's a tough guy, so to see something like that happen is I'm surprised he could even walk. He was actually walking like off the field after that. I was like, if I tore my ACL, I wouldn't be able to. I mean, he's a tough guy, but all I'm going to say right now is it's Caleb Williams' time. I would be pretty surprised if the Giants win another game this year. I mean, they might get one.
So you're full on Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do at this point? You're starting
Yeah,
Tommy DeVito. You still have 2 Eagles games. You got the Cowboys this week.
I just meant like Caleb Williams over like going for Marvin Harrison
Oh,
or like
well, I don't necessarily because again, they might get the third pick or the second
yeah.
pick or something. But when I say like Caleb Williams, I mean
I mean,
we're losing out
do you
now.
mean because my friends I have a couple of couple friends who are Giants fans, and one of them said that obviously not the end of Daniel Jones's career, but it's the end of his career as a Giant.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean he'll be back next year because of his contract, but after that you can cut him. And honestly, because of how late he tore his ACL, he's probably not going to be ready even for next year.
You don't think he's gonna be ready week 1 next year? I
No, I
mean,
mean he tore his ACL. I mean
yeah, if it
it's.
takes a full year,
I mean look at Kyler Murray. He missed all this time this year.
yeah, and he's missed pretty much exactly a year.
So you can't even really, even if you were so committed to Daniel Jones that you're going to not draft someone with like the number 2 pick, you can't. You're not going to. I mean, you're not going to have him probably until maybe October. So
I gotta say, a lot of like one of the biggest like things that stinks about football is that you can kind of get by on like a medium tier quarterback, like a good player, but
yeah,
like a top 15, 20 guy. And Daniel Jones was that for a year or two, where he was just good enough that you don't want to draft a quarterback. But I think now they're finally ready to just cut their losses.
and I mean, to be honest, I want that number one pick.
You
Like
want Caleb
this is
Williams?
the first time I've ever rooted for the Giants. I'm going to be rooting for the Giants to lose pretty much the rest of the way out. My only concern is that New York can't handle a loser and that you don't want to lose the locker room too.
Yeah,
Like you want to lose, but you don't want to just
that's why I was surprised they didn't blow it up. Like they barely shipped out anything at the deadline. Did they even make a trade?
Leonard Williams they
That's right.
traded.
Leonard Williams got traded to the Seahawks.
And he got a pretty good
That was a great return for a 30-year-old defensive tackle. Has
but
made a Pro Bowl in
uh,
7 years. They
but
got a second and a
Aiden,
fifth.
again, like what were you going to ship off of this team? I guess you could have traded Barkley
That's who you would do, but then you give away your entire market basically. You give
pretty
away.
much. Like what is someone going to trade for like Adoree Jackson? No.
You don't want to give up.
Darius Slayton? No.
You don't want to trade Andrew Thomas for the love of God. Do not trade
Well,
Andrew
well,
Thomas.
okay. You don't want to just tear everything down.
Yeah,
You
you gotta have something.
like when you say tear it down, you tear the piece, you tear the older pieces.
I guess like
Leonard
hypothetically,
Williams, you trade away because he's 30.
like hypothetically, you could convince yourself that this is the best Dexter Lawrence has ever been, and you could try to ship him out. But I don't think they want to do that either.
No, you don't. Well, why
because he's their
would?
best player on either side of the ball.
And he's young too.
Yeah,
Like we're not like you. The players you get rid of are the players who are like Leonard Williams, who are
Win
like
now
30
guys.
and older.
Yeah,
Honestly, I don't even think the Giants are this bad necessarily. Like number one, like bottom five in the league bad. It's
Yeah.
injuries. It's you had a gauntlet to start the year. Andrew Thomas hasn't been playing. I mean, Evan Neal's just bad.
Evan Neal is a guy who's not old. You just want to get rid of him.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably gonna try him at guard next year, and then if that doesn't work,
I
see.
guess. You think he could do better at guard? Because I feel like he
Well,
gets outrun a lot of this. It'd be hard for him to be the worst tackle and the worst guard in football at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, and with guards too, you don't have to be as quick. You just
Yeah.
got to be a little bigger. So I think he could. I would try it at least. I mean, you spent too high a pick on him to just give him up now. But
Wouldn't that be a story if Evan Neal started playing at a Pro Bowl level at guard,
well, I'm not expecting Pro Bowl. I'm just saying if he can be okay.
comeback player of the year?
But yeah, the Giants, and at this point, you're a bad franchise. You know what solves that more than anything? Getting a great quarterback. And while I like Daniel Jones, he doesn't elevate you in the same way that a star quarterback could. And your hope is that you get that star quarterback in the draft. You got to lose out. You got to hope that Carolina and Chicago, who actually play this week, I'm hoping they both win because I want that number one pick. So
I'm terrified of what Chicago's going to do with that second and third overall pick. They're going to have Drake May and Marvin Harrison, that combination for 15 straight years.
Yeah.
That is
I don't want them to
crazy.
Get the number one pick, though.
No. If they get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison, fold the league.
No, it's not fold the league.
I'm giving up on the league if they get those two.
No, well, a receiver and a quarterback, even if they're great, that doesn't mean you're that. I don't know.
That's the greatest wide receiver prospect ever and the greatest quarterback prospect since Luck. That's too much.
Caleb Williams isn't. He's not the best since Luck.
You think Lawrence was better?
I think Lawrence was better, and I think Burrow was better.
Burrow only had like 1 year though where he was really great.
Joe Burrow didn't he throw like 60 touchdowns?
It's hard.
He had the greatest
It's hard to evaluate prospects, so like especially when they turn out to be good.
Look,
like Caleb is
really good. So I really hope he's a Giant.
That'd be
And
nice.
this game, this Thursday night game, it's a terrible game, but it matters a lot to the Giants because they have the tiebreaker over the Bears,
I just feel so bad
but they
for
don't over the Panthers, who. So if they finish tied with the Panthers,
yeah.
the Panthers get the one pick, they get two. If the Bears and Giants finish tied, the Giants get the number one pick and the Bears get two.
So you need the Bears to lose. No, yeah, Bears to lose.
Yes,
You need the Panthers to win.
I mean you need them both to win, but
You need the in this matchup. You need the Bears to
it would be
win
better if the
less.
Panthers won this one.
Yeah.
So we'll see. They scare me. I think the Cardinals are going to win a few games here with Kyler, enough to take them out of that number one pick
I
hunt.
think Patriots have too easy of a schedule to win out.
Yeah.
To end up with like a top
Yeah, the Patriots are
3
going to
pick,
get
top 5 pick.
To me, it's Giants, Panthers, and Bears for the worst record in the league.
That Bryce Young trade is looking really not so good for Carolina. He's still super young, obviously.
Yeah, I guess
like,
we can get into some of the other games that are worth noting. CJ Stroud basically had the greatest game of all time against the Buccaneers.
Is he an MVP candidate? He has to be, right? Like,
well, okay,
that was one of the greatest quarterback games I've seen.
It
ever.
was, but MVP, we gotta slow down on MVP. Okay,
I'm not talking like top 5 MVP. I'm talking like top 10. Like, I don't think I can name 10 guys I'd rather win MVP than CJ Stroud.
it was the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers aren't a very good team.
No, but he's still.
I'm just.
He still put up 39 against a pretty good defense. Like, that defense has been good this season.
Yeah. I don't know. Look, I really like CJ Stroud. I think he's really good. I don't. I got to see more games of him though before I put him in great. You know.
I think he's a top 10 quarterback already.
Already.
Bordering top 7.
I think we got. He had a really bad. He had some bad games. I mean, they lost to the Panthers.
True, but I don't think that was necessarily his fault. He could have played better, but
the
he
Texans
definitely could have
have
played worse.
Again, this is, by the way, this is why you go get in the draft Caleb Williams or Drake May if you're the Giants. Because last year we thought the Texans were the worst, worst ran franchise, all this. Yet CJ Stroud, who looks like a franchise quarterback, now all of a sudden we're like,
Tank Dell doesn't look half bad either.
Oh, he's great too. But all of a sudden we're like, oh, the Texans, what a bright future. You know? I mean, what were the Bengals before Joe Burrow? What were the Bills before Josh Allen? This is why you go get that franchise quarterback if you're the Giants.
What were the Jets before and after Zach Wilson?
Pretty much the same team. Yeah. I will say this. I think the Texans, I don't think they're a playoff team this year, but they're probably going to go next offseason, like this upcoming one. They're probably going to go sign a bunch of people because CJ Stroud's on the rookie contract. They're going to be a really good team in a few years, I think. Not this year. They're not great this year. Probably a 7-10 team.
Yeah, defense needs work.
But in a few years, yeah, that if CJ Stroud plays like that, then yeah.
I genuinely can't name 10 guys I'd rather win MVP than CJ Stroud.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to win MVP though.
No. It should go to Lamar Jackson. Or
oh my God, the Ravens blew out the Seahawks.
Ravens are unstoppable, apparently. Apparently, OBJ's back.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson is 2019 form again. Defense looks great. Mark Andrews looks really good.
Yeah. I'd call them the number one. Yeah, I'd call them number one right now. They're number one in the AFC right now. I think.
What other games happened that were even good?
Um,
Oh, there's
Bengals beat the Bills. That's pretty important because the Bills are kind of struggling here. And the
yeah,
Bengals are back. I told people not to give up on them, and now they're back.
they're what 5-3 now.
They're 6-3.
They're 6-3. I thought they're bye. I guess they didn't. Yeah,
They're something in 3. They're back though.
seems like it.
Mm-hmm. They were my preseason Super Bowl pick. I didn't give up on them, and now they're starting to get rolling again. Admittedly, the Bills, I still don't know if they do anything well outside of Josh Allen.
You want to know something I just thought about?
What?
You know all that talk about T Higgins. Not probably not staying in Cincinnati because he wants to get paid because he can't be a wide receiver one.
Yeah.
You know who has a lot of money?
Who?
The Texans.
Yeah.
That would be nasty.
I'll tell you, the Texans, because
That would be crazy.
Well, what's scary about them too is you just brought him up, Tank Dell.
He's been really good. He was what, like a 4th rounder?
Him as a number 2 would be great because I don't know if he's a number 1, but
He's fast. He's elusive. He has great hands.
and then what's the kid?
Runs great
What's the guy?
routes.
Collins is there too.
Yeah,
That's 3 good receivers. Brandon Ayuk is another guy who could be a free agent.
they can have Randall Cobb if they want.
Yeah. They got, and you know what's crazy? They have those Browns picks too from the Deshaun Watson trade, so they could trade for someone if they wanted to.
That's true.
Like if Devontae wants out, they could trade for him.
I don't know if I'd do Devontae though. If I'm Houston,
Yeah, you probably want
That's
someone
like-
younger, but Cowboys still can't beat good teams. By the way, lost to the Eagles. Eagles tried to hand them the game.
very
Literally.
similar to the Dolphins in that sense.
Yeah, they're kind of the Dolphins of the AFC.
Good record. Good
Superstar player.
superstar players. I don't know.
And Tua,
Not.
you know
able to
what?
get
You
it
know who
done.
Tua is like Dak Prescott, right? Because he's like he never has a bad year. Like Tua never has like a horrible game, but he's not going to win you a game like Dak will, you know?
I felt so.
Or like how Dak doesn't win you, you know, big
Yeah.
going to Philadelphia games, right?
I almost never have empathy for any Dolphins players, but that ball that Tua threw and it was so severely underthrown that was going crazy around. I forget who was supposed to. It was, I think, might have been Cedric Wilson, where he was running a route and he just underthrew it by like 10 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I felt true empathy for a Dolphins player for once because that was hard to watch. Like Tua is going to see that every time he closes his eyes.
Yeah. Right. Not a lot of great games last week. You just kind of want to get into predictions and get out of here.
I mean, yeah, it was supposed to be a great slate of games, and I think Bengals, Bills,
I think
and
this
Chiefs,
week's
Dolphins were actually good, but that Seahawks Ravens game was supposed to be the game of 1 o'clock, and it was not.
this week has more interesting ones in my opinion.
You watching Bears Panthers? Oh, I guess you are. You have to.
Well, I didn't say I was going to watch it. I just said I would pay attention to who won.
Yeah, I'm not watching it. Jeff Bezos needs his money back for TNF.
Yeah, I also don't have Amazon Prime, so I actually can't watch any Thursday night games.
That does not sound like too much of a problem to me. They have been awful this year. Just the worst.
I mean, the Titans Steelers might have been the best one of the year.
And it was what, like 14-20?
Yeah. Panthers Bears, who wins?
I don't know. I can't even make a prediction on that.
You got to give
Is
someone.
Justin Fields playing or is it Tyson? Is it
Justin
Teabag?
Fields, I think, is playing.
I'll go with the Bears.
I'll go with Panthers because I feel like I need it more. I just need the Panthers to win like 2 or 3 more games.
I think Brian Burns is gonna tear him up because Justin Fields is historically sacked for
I
a
just
quarterback.
the Bears have 2 wins. I just need them to get like 1 or 2 more. I need the Cardinals to get 1 or 2 more, and then I need the Panthers to probably get at least 2 more.
That game, it might actually be fun just because of like how awful it is. Like in the same way, like I don't know, watching two football teams is fun.
Yeah, and I don't want to gang up on Bryce Young, but my problem with him is just that, like, because he has a bad team, right? Like C.J. Stroud's, I think, does have a better team. There's just no one on the Panthers to throw to.
Adam Thielen's been pretty good actually this year. He's had a little bit of a resurgence, but
Yeah,
not that much.
But there's not even a Tank Dell on the
No,
Panthers.
absolutely not. And he doesn't have. He has a worse O line, which is crazy to say because Houston's isn't even good, but it's worse. Their defense is not very good. Outside of Brian Burns, who's probably going to request a trade.
My problem with Bryce Young is that he's kind of small. Like he's like 5'11". He's just so like tiny, you know.
I think that was a lot of his criticism, like in the combine. Not even just about his height, about his weight. He's like, people are worried that he's going to get hit too hard or stuff like that. Which I don't know the truth of that. There's also an adjusting period that needs to be had, and it's obviously 9 games into his rookie year or 8 games into his rookie year, but he has not shown as much as 2 of the quarterbacks taken after him.
3.
I guess. Oh yeah,
I mean,
Anthony Richardson got hurt.
I mean, yeah, Richardson,
Levis, and Stroud. I called Levis being good. That was a week ago. His good game. He didn't play good against the Steelers, but that just him noticing DeAndre Hopkins had a heartbeat was very helpful for that Titans team.
I mean, I gotta see more of Will Levis. I'm still not.
I'm on the train. His arm is so strong. He's really accurate.
Yeah, there's a lot of strong arms out there though.
I don't know. There's something to latch onto about the insanity of a man who eats a banana like that.
I guess so. Another terrible game in Germany, actually. Colts Patriots.
Jeez, what a I don't know.
I'll tell you this.
Whiplash.
I'm sorry. I saw the Patriots ending against the Commanders, where Mac Jones threw that interception.
That wasn't his fault. That slipped right. That bounced off his hands. I feel bad because he got a lot of criticism, but I will say that roughing the passer that he got one of the worst calls of the year. Even though the Commanders won, and it wasn't ultimately like too influential in the game's outcome, that was one of the worst calls of the year.
Commanders are such fake playoff contenders. Like they're technically a playoff contender, but is anybody going to fear, like, if they somehow did get in, is anybody going to fear, like, playing Washington in the first round?
I fear the receiving core. That's about it.
I don't fear. I fear Terry McLaurin, and that's
You don't
it.
fear Dotson? I think he's still really good.
No, Dotson. Yeah, but the problem is you can have a great receiving core, but they have Sam Howell.
They
So.
used to have a great front seven until the deadline.
Okay, but what I'm saying is if you're the 49ers, are you fearing playing Washington?
Now that you have Chase Young, no.
Even when they had Chase Young, they lost to even when they had Chase Young. Like, would you rather play Minnesota right now or Washington?
The Commanders, yeah. Josh Dobbs had a heck of a game.
Yeah, he's good. He's with a better team now too, so he might win some games.
But Vikings fans are going through it. They had 2 quarterback injuries. Cam Akers is out for the year with an Achilles tear.
They're surviving. You got to give them that. You got a winner in Colts Patriots.
I don't. I want the Colts to lose so that the Patriots don't get Caleb Williams.
Agreed. Patriots.
Oh, could you imagine anyone with Marvin Harrison is terrifying. Could you imagine Anthony Richardson to Marvin Harrison? That would also be incredible. He's going to be insane in this league. I'm almost more terrified of him than like Caleb Williams.
Yeah. It'd be crazy if he was on the Patriots, Marvin Harrison, because his dad played for the Colts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Patriots are going to take a quarterback anyways. So
One of my
maybe Penix or someone.
I saw like a couple Patriots fans, they want to go O line. They want a top O line prospect
Okay.
because that's I don't know. I think someone's gonna do that where they get like if there was one team to do it, it'd be the Patriots. If you could get like there's so many good quarterbacks. If you could get a top skill position or O line player in next year's draft, and then with your second round pick, get like one of the fifth or sixth best quarterbacks of next year's draft, that's still really good.
I guess. Like if I have number 1 or number 2, I'm not
Yeah.
doing that.
Screw that.
Like the Giants shouldn't do that. Do not take a receiver first and then go take a quarterback second round. Go get a star quarterback.
But
Like
it's
I like
crazy.
Harrison too. He's good, but
The Bears
take Caleb Williams or Drake May.
the Bears could even like take Marvin Harrison, trade down to like 10 and take Bo Nix.
I don't like Bo Nix.
You're not a fan of his game?
No.
What about Penix?
I like him better, but I don't like how he gets injured too much.
Yeah.
I like Williams and I like May. And
How could you not?
the Michigan kid's pretty good too, I think. Browns Ravens. You got a winner in that one. Watson
Ravens.
is back. He's at. I didn't
Don't care.
notice, but he was actually
makes it
back
worse.
last week. Makes it
DTR might be better.
no. Okay, that's too much.
Give me the Ravens.
Give me the Ravens too, but
I'm scared of Myles Garrett and no one else on the Browns. Amari Cooper, he's been pretty good. Who else are you scared of on the Browns? Chubb's out, which sucks. Their O line is fine.
Garrett. The Browns O line's good, but I still think that Lamar's going to give him some problems.
I don't see how you stop him. Like Garrett is really good, but Lamar's just on another planet right now, another plane of existence.
Yeah, when Lamar Jackson's hot, I don't know if there's a better quarterback. I mean, he cools down a lot, and he gets injured too. But
if he maintains this level of play, he should be unanimous MVP because he has been insane.
Yeah,
In a year where Mahomes looks very mortal, Allen, Burrow, very mortal, Rodgers, who won 2 years ago, didn't look great last year and is now hurt. Brady's retired. This, I think, if the season ended today, it'd easily go to Lamar.
yeah.
We'll have to see how he keeps up the play.
I'd throw Mahomes in there too for being 7-2 with no receivers. I'd still go Lamar, but I go Mahomes too.
I'd take Lamar.
Agreed. Packers Steelers. Is there?
Won't be watching.
It's going to be a 10-7 game.
Did you see the
Steelers are going to win because they always win.
This
those
just reminds me.
10
Did you
to 7.
see the CJ Stroud now has more career touchdowns than Kenny Pickett?
I did see that.
That's nuts. Kenny Pickett has had a full season to.
So you're not buying the Steelers fans saying
No.
Kenny Pickett is a franchise quarterback?
Kenny Pickett is Zach Wilson with smaller hands.
He's not that, but you know who he is? He's Daniel Jones.
I don't think he's as good as Daniel Jones.
He's Daniel Jones, but he has a better roster.
George Pickens is really good when he's not throwing tantrums.
The Steelers will win this game because they always win those like 10 to 13.
Mike Tomlin will just outcoach MLF. When it comes down to close games, take the Steelers.
This is one of the best games of the weekend. 49ers and Jaguars.
49ers. I know they've been sliding, and the Jaguars have been like kind of on a little hot streak. I don't know. I think the 49ers are going to come out show their new shiny toy, Chase Young, and just wreck the Jaguars.
You know what? I fully agree with you. Jaguars might even be the favorite because don't get me wrong, I really like Trevor Lawrence, but the 49ers are the better team. They have a week to prepare. I like the 49ers. Saints Vikings. Josh Dobbs first start, but the Saints have won their last, I think, 2 or 3. I believe the Saints are favored. Just announced Justin Jefferson won't play, but I still like the Vikings. I think they're gonna keep rolling here.
I mean, yeah, for the Vikings, it feels like locker room's getting hot. Everyone's kind of hyping up. They just went through something terrible, losing Kirk Cousins, but now it feels like they're kind of regaining their swagger. They're rolling. I think I'm gonna take, especially over the Saints, who've just been nothing but disappointments this season. Like even when they win, it just feels like there's so much talent that could have been used that wasn't there.
Yeah. You want to hear a crazy stat about the Vikings?
Sure,
They're 4-0 this year without Justin Jefferson.
that is a crazy stat. Jordan Addison has been quite good.
Yeah. And hey, Josh Dobbs is like the perfect backup.
NFC Player of the Week, Josh Dobbs.
I mean, he won. He just got there and he won. So
Yeah.
okay, this is a big game because I was gonna say the Bengals are gonna roll the Texans, but I believe Jamar Chase is out of this game, and I think T. Higgins might even be out. I gotta see, but Jamar Chase is definitely out.
Is the Houston D line anything to take note of? Because
They have that rookie who they traded for,
Will Anderson,
Will Anderson, who's been like fine.
I feel like he's been. He reminds me of Kayvon Thibodeau last year, in the sense of
Yeah.
like his hype around his rookie year, because he's been a good edge rusher.
I mean, he's not like Micah Parsons or anything, but
No.
he's been good.
But it reminds me of like Kayvon Thibodeau being right behind Aiden Hutchinson, or not
Yeah.
right behind, but being behind Aiden Hutchinson reminds me of like Will Anderson behind Jalen Carter
Mm-hmm.
in their rookie years.
Anderson's a really good player. I don't. I think the Bengals will win, but I'm very shaky on that with Jamar Chase out.
I don't think Joe Mixon is like a transcendent running back by any means, but I feel like if you put him up against a bad D line, he can just abuse you. Like he's just he has so much like force in his runs. I don't know. I'd put a lot of stock in that run game, to be honest with you. And then you have Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and if you have Higgins and Tyler Boyd there, you should still win.
I'll take the Bengals, but I think it'll be maybe like a 24-17 game, like a one score-ish.
They're home too, so I guess go with the home team. Titans, Buccaneers. Titans.
I don't know. If I was Baker, I'd be so upset that you had that amazing game-winning drive and nobody remembers it because an even more amazing game-winning drive happened right after you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he tries to get his get back, continues this. He's been playing well. I feel that he has been, at least, but I'll go Bucks. Why not?
Okay. I mean, that's a either way game, so.
Yeah.
Falcons, Cardinals, Kyler Murray returns.
I might just take the Cardinals. I can't take Arthur Smith over anybody.
I'll say this. They're a much better team with Taylor Heineke. They got 28 points. I think they're a much better team with him.
Yeah, Desmond Ridder was clearly not ready, if he ever will be. He wasn't yet.
Nah, Atlanta probably won't be able to draft anybody because they're going to win like 8 or 9 games.
That DoorDash commercial is going to haunt him for a while. Desmond Ridder.
They're probably going to have to trade for somebody.
It's so frustrating that Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, and Drake London are just rotting away there.
Yeah, Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith. I mean, they've got their defense is actually pretty. They've got this guy Bates from the Bengals. Remember Bates?
Yeah.
He's actually been like one of the best players in the league this year. Like they've got good players on defense. They've got good offensive players, so they win enough games. But
It's maddening. It's so upsetting. Just seeing them
I
not
do,
get used.
yeah, I do want the Cardinals to win, but I think the Falcons will win.
It's like the Lamborghini in the trailer park joke, but there's like 3 Lamborghinis. Like there's just so much wasted potential there.
I mean, Bijan Robinson certainly is. I don't know if Drake London is like a star, but he's certainly good. Kyle Pitts looked really good
When you throw him the ball,
when
yeah.
you throw him the ball. I think they got to fire Arthur Smith at the end of the year, but
Whatever they do, don't fire the GM or the development team because whatever they're doing is working, but that coaching is just not it.
they got to get a quarterback too.
And he's not even likable either. It's not like Nathaniel Hackett with the Broncos where he's a nice guy. Like nobody, Arthur Smith has just been nobody's favorite person.
But you know what? The NFC South, I mean, they could win 9 games and get a playoff spot, and he's back next year.
That is a bad situation. They need to move on.
They're playing the Cardinals. I mean, they could win.
Just throw all the money at the enemy or whoever.
I want the Cardinals to win, but I think the Falcons will.
Oh, who do you think will win or who do you think will be fired next? Bill Belichick specifically of his GM duties, Arthur Smith, Brandon Staley, or Ron Rivera?
Well, Arthur Smith, I don't think will be fired in season because they're winning. Like they have a winning record right now. Like they're still a good team despite him. Brandon Staley is probably not going to get fired until I think it's Ron Rivera.
I think so too.
I actually because they have Eric Bieniemy, and I think they should give him a shot.
A lot of people are making fun of not making fun of Bieniemy, but like, wow, are you going from OC to OC? Now who's laughing? Ron Rivera looks terrible, and Bieniemy's right there.
Commanders are, they're going to beat, or they're playing the Seahawks this week. You think they beat them?
They might. Sam Howell's been actually good. He's what, second in the league in passing yards right now? I think he's that high. He's had like some great moments and some very bad moments.
I don't buy Washington. I think they're losing to Seattle. Seattle got humiliated. This is their chance. This is like the 49ers situation where it's like a bounce back. I think they bounce back and win.
They got to do something about that. Like how I was saying, Atlanta needs to keep their front office. Washington needs to do something because that Forbes pick is just looking worse by the week. Over Gonzalez.
The corner?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't follow Washington. Has he been, like, how bad has he been? Because I've heard he's been, like, not good.
Not good. Just a not good corner, which is the standard. Maybe he develops into a really good player, but not with Christian Gonzalez still on the board.
Banks went later, too.
Yeah. But speaking of rookies, you have any ideas for who you want offensive and defensive rookie of the year? You a Spoon guy or a Carter guy?
Well, for offensive, I kind of wish they wouldn't give it to. I kind of wish offensive player of the year and offensive rookie of the year they would give it to like non-quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Because I feel like MVP is just a quarterback award at this point. Rookie of the year is just a quarterback award. So CJ Stroud's going to win offensive rookie of the year.
At this, he's gone past Puka for me.
No, I agree, but I'm saying like I think offensive rookie of the year should be non-quarterback offensive rookies.
You think? I think they should. I agree. I think they should start just like having skill position players like outside of quarterback awards.
Like when you say offensive player of the year, I would give it to Tyreek Hill.
Offensive player of the year. I could see Tyreek Hill. I could see CMC. Could see AJ Brown.
AJ Brown's good too, but I'd give it to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
Tyreek
that's
Hill's
fair.
going to have 2,000 yards receiving.
AJ Brown might too. They're both on pace. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's I for offensive rookie of the year, it's going to be Stroud, but best non-quarterback is probably still Nakua.
Taking him over Jordan Addison.
Yeah, he's slowed down. I get it, but he's
Yeah.
still like top 5 in the league in receiving. And then defensive, Jalen Carter's great, but so is Witherspoon. I mean, you can't go wrong with either of them. I like Deontay Banks, but he's not been that good. He's been okay. He had a bad game against Devontae.
I think I'm gonna go with Spoon.
I'm gonna go with Witherspoon too.
But strong third candidate, even though it's like a 2-man race. Joey Porter Jr. of the Steelers has been an amazing safety.
Yeah,
He's been really, really good. That core with him and Minka is gonna be really good for a while.
okay. Here's the so we're both picking the Giants over the Cowboys, I assume.
I thought you didn't want that to happen.
Or not or my bad. Cowboys over the Giants.
Yeah.
What do you think it'll be a closer game? The last game was 40-0. Will this one be
has to be.
closer?
It can't be not closer.
But that one had everybody healthy and it was at home. This is on the road with Tommy DeVito.
It just can't be. What, you think it's gonna be 60-0? It can't be. It can't be worse.
Will this be do you think this will be worse than the Broncos letting up 70?
No. I don't think it'll be that bad. I think it'll be like a 30-10.
Can the
game.
Cowboys hit 80 in this game?
I don't think so. Maybe if they let Tommy DeVito throw the ball and he throws like 6 pick sixes.
This is going to be really hard to watch. This is probably going. I think this is going to be the biggest blowout of the year. I think this will be bigger than Dolphins Broncos.
You think they're going to lose by more than 50?
Yes. I'm going to go.
That's a bold take. 10-70? 10-65?
No, it's not. Well, the Cowboys aren't going to hit 70. But
so 0-50?
Yeah. Let's go 0-48. 48-0.
That's still better than the Broncos game.
Okay, then
that was such a brutal game.
55-0.
I'll give you
55-0.
I'll give you 55-3. I'll give you a field goal from like 70 yards. No, but in all seriousness, I'd say it's like a 10-30 game. What do you think of I mean, they got a new kicker because
So it's going to be in half?
What?
So it's only going to... The Cowboys are only going to win by 20.
Yeah. There's
because they won by 40 last time.
But that game had so much tomfoolery going on, like the punt, the field goal block 6.
I mean, yeah, they had that.
The
but
Saquon fumble 6.
But I mean, that's not crazy though. That's like Saquon.
That's not sustainable.
Like Tommy DeVito is going to throw at least 2 picks.
But it's not like it was 40-0 and their defense was just forcing 3 and outs every play. It was like unsustainable blowout, in my opinion.
And this is what the Cowboys do. They kill. I guarantee you they'll win, and everything will be back to normal in Dallas. They'll all think they're Super Bowl champions because they beat the Giants by 50.
They really are.
Like Dak doesn't lose to the Giants.
They really are the Miami of the NFC, huh?
Yeah.
Kind of middle of the pack quarterback who has great weapons. Notably, one. Who do you think's better, Micah Parsons or Tyreek Hill?
Well, it's hard to compare them.
At their own respective positions, are probably. No, I'd have to go with Tyreek. Never
I
mind.
think Tyreek's the best receiver in the league, so
And Micah's
like
very good, but
he's
not.
top 5. But I'd
It's
pick
been a rougher year for him. He's still been very good, but not.
Yeah, I'd
Like,
pick T.J. Watt over him and Miles
TJ
Garrett
Watt
too.
has been insane.
Kayvon actually has more sacks, by the way. Just gonna say that.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get 3 versus 400-pound Mekhi Becton.
Mm-hmm. Lions Chargers is the 4:00 game.
I'll take the Lions.
I'll go with the Lions too. Just a better team. Okay. Not Giants Raiders. Jets Raiders is the Sunday night game. You guys are gonna win this game.
I'd like to. Josh McDaniels being gone makes it a lot harder.
I think the Jets are gonna win this game. People are starting to buy into the Raiders as a playoff team now because they killed the Giants. This is what the Giants do. They let you win by like 30. Everybody gets all hyped. The Raiders with what's his name, O'Connell,
Aiden O'Connell, yeah.
are going to play a real quarterback, or not a real
And Zach
quarterback.
Wilson.
No, a real defense. I'm misspeaking here. A real defense. Like the Giants' defense is good, but they folded in that game. They're going to play Quinnen Williams. They're going to play a defense. Aiden O'Connell's going to struggle. I think the Jets win this one.
I don't know. I can't pick the Jets to win. That was a pitiful performance for Los Angeles. They're gonna have to prove.
You're not going up against Justin Herbert, though.
It wasn't even Justin Herbert. We got killed by Austin Eckler and the fumbling.
I don't know if you'll do that 2 games in a row, though.
If we can't stop Austin Eckler, I don't see how we're stopping Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs actually did not have a great game against the Giants, though.
No, but now that Josh McDaniels is gone, he seems like he's got a second wind. He seems like he's back to his former self. Like, I think he played very well. Or he just seems to be much happier. I don't know. The whole team seems to be much happier. Devontae seems more bought in. Hunter Renfrow is finally getting touches again.
Yeah. Final game is Broncos Bills. I could see the Broncos winning this one. I'm not saying they will.
I'd like them to.
I'm just saying.
Hopefully they do.
I'm going Bills, but it would not shock me if Denver won this game.
Let's ride.
You picking them to beat Buffalo, though?
Buffalo's not good. They've seen what they are.
I agree. I knew Buffalo. The game that probably concerned everybody, including myself, when they barely beat the Giants, I was like, okay, there's a problem here. And that Miami win looks worse and worse.
And there were one very close catch from losing to the Bucks.
Yep.
We're very close to a completion. It wasn't close to a catch.
I'm still going Bills, though, because I don't think Denver's very good.
No, they're not.
I don't think Denver's capable of going all the way to Buffalo and winning.
I don't know what they're capable of. They beat the Chiefs, and they also lost to the Raiders. Almost more than any other team, the Broncos are just... They can beat anyone and lose to anyone.
Lose
I
by
have no
50
idea if Russell
sometimes.
Wilson's good anymore. I have no idea.
They've probably taken themselves out of the number 1 pick race, though.
I don't
Like
know
the
if the
Broncos
defense is
aren't
good.
getting the number 1 pick.
Is their defense good? I can't tell. Pat Surtain's really good.
Their defense is better.
I can't tell anything about that team. Is their receiving core good? Jerry Jeudy looks pathetic in half his games and like a top 10 receiver in the rest of them.
Depends on what Broncos team you get. You can get the one
That's
that
what I
beat
mean.
Kansas City or the one that lost by 50.
I don't really have anything else to talk about. What about you?
No, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. I say, one more thing about the Giants Cowboys. As much as I think they're going to lose by 60, it would not shock me if just a bunch of random stuff happens and they only lose that game by like 7, because that's what the Cowboys do. But the Cowboys seem to always beat the Giants, so I think I'm going to favor them winning by more than 40.
That is a wild opinion to have, but I respect it.
It's not that wild. The Giants. Have you seen the Giants? They just lost by 24 to the Raiders.
I don't think that they're going to lose to the Cowboys by 50, though.
Well, the Cowboys are. Here's the thing: they lost to the Cowboys by 40 last time, with a better team
I don't know.
at home
But that's what we always say about the Giants in like either
with
direction.
Daniel Jones.
Like last year they were a playoff team and they added Darren Waller and they got worse. Like that kind of just adding subtraction just doesn't work.
Well, what do you mean?
Like I don't know. That's not how football tends to work, especially with the job. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna lose by. I don't think that kind of loss is coming your way. They might even upset them, to be honest with you.
Okay, nah. If Tommy DeVito, you know what? I'll say this: if Tommy DeVito beats Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, then we don't need to draft a quarterback. He's the answer at quarterback.
That'd be a pretty cool story.
We haven't beaten Dak Prescott since like 2015.
Brock Purdy
so,
2.0.
Oh, it'd be even crazier than Brock Purdy because this team's not. This isn't the 49ers here. We'll see. But is that a good show?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Goodbye.